begins, and he asks the dad if she looks pretty. The father replies in the affirmative. He asks her if she was going to class yet. She said yes. In that case, he proceeds to ask her if she had eaten breakfast. She replies yes, but she tells him that the milk tastes gross. The father quickly tells her that the milk was expired and had been in the refrigerator for more than 10 months. We start the day from Kyrie's perspective. His day starts on his way to school, and he runs into her. He decides to give her a little scare since she always does the same thing to him, but she doesn't take it happily as she usually does. He tries to keep teasing her, but to no avail. In fact, she tells him that she has some urgent things to do, as if it were an excuse. Consequently, she says that she is going ahead. Kyrie says goodbye to her in surprise. Then the Hulk enters the scene, and Kyrie asks him if maybe he knows why a person who smiles a lot every day suddenly stops smiling. And Hulk replies, I guess she wants to go to the bathroom. Kyrie doesn't take him seriously. Hulk rushes so he won't be late for school. In class, the two are silent, and he thinks she is still upset about the other day. Class ends, and she rushes to leave quickly, but he stops her to go to lunch. She tells him she wants to be alone, and leaves. That's when Kyrie sees someone else, and decides to invite Jinwon. Jinwon responds as usual by insulting him, and she tells him that they are not close. But he tells her that he needs some advice, and she tells him that she will only accept if he calls her my princess Jinwon. He accepts and calls her my queen, and after that, instead of helping him, she just ends up making fun of him. He enters the living room. Jinwon sees her and runs away. He takes the opportunity to talk to her and invites her to lunch, but she complains of pain and leaves. He ends up concluding that she hates him, and suddenly we get into a flashback. They show us the first time Yi and Kyrie saw each other. It was a very ordinary morning in his second year. Then she greets him with a big smile on her face. They got along very well from the beginning, and they even went to the bathroom together. She was always very attached to him, but he always thought she was that way. Even when her secret was revealed, he always felt comfortable around her. Now, the question is, why is she ignoring him? Kyrie asks Hulk for help, and then asks his partner Lee for help in a very funny sequence. The point is that they claim that she feels sick to her stomach as if she was eating something that hurt, but he still doesn't believe it. She asks why he is so interested in Yi's behavior. He says, do you like Yi? Do you want to do it with her? He gets intensely annoyed, and he, embarrassed by the questions, retreats. But as he is walking, he wonders if she really likes him. For when Yi opens her eyes and is in seductress mode, he is turned on by something about her. Suddenly she comes out from behind him and scares him. As usual, she asks him if he is okay, as she met Lee and Hulk, and they told her that Kyrie had something to tell her. Then he asks her if she doesn't like him anymore, because she has been ignoring him too much these days. She replies seductively that he is very cute, giving us to understand that it is not true, and we see him touching his chest because of it. The next panel shows us Kyrie coming in from working out. His father remembers how they were as kids, and his sister starts talking about the girl he brought home to watch those adult movies. She talks about Yi. She asks him if she is his girlfriend or something like that, but he denies it, and his father asks him if it is him, the one who is interested in her. At that moment he looks confused, as he is not sure what he feels. His father and sister convince him to have a drink to clear his doubts. Father and son share a moment talking about love while drinking alcohol. At this point, the father gets a call. At that, Kyrie gets up and tells his father that he has to go see Yi. He, remembering the road he has to take to get to Yi's house, he bumps into a girl, but he ignores her and continues on his way. He sends a message to Yi, and he tells her to get out of his house now. She gets a little anxious and wonders what he is being here. Suddenly she opens the door and we can see Kyrie in seductive mode. She, confused, doesn't recognize Kyrie at first because of the personality change, but when she hears his voice she stops thinking. She offers to watch TV, but he asks her for some water. When she comes back with the water she stumbles, but he shows us that when he is drunk he is an alpha. He holds her down, and in a very sensual way he tells her, be careful Yi. She blushes. In Kyrie's strange personality, he is somewhat possessive. He orders her around instead of saying things in a joking tone like he always does. He holds Yi by the arms. He admires her beauty and loses control of his body, but she, with a trembling voice, she tells him it hurts what he is doing to her. He comes to from his drunkenness and apologizes. She asks him why he came to her house, and he tells her that he has been thinking about her, so he came to see her. Suddenly he relaxes too much and falls asleep. We change page. Then we see that Kairi's father and sister are worried about him. Suddenly, at the door Yi appears carrying Kairi's alcoholic. She greets the father and apologizes, leaving the father confused, as he should be the one to apologize. She runs out and remembering what happened after Kairi got unconscious. We can see that he ended up hugging her, and being so close. She took the moment to keep hugging him a little more than she should. She is very nervous at the school. He is sitting next to her and apologizes for going to her house, as he is concerned that he may have caused some kind of problem. She tells him not to worry. She wants to know if he remembers anything about what happened the night before. He mentions to her that he does not remember anything. She gets upset as he does not remember anything of what he told her yesterday. In a change of scenes, we can see her bothering him with touches and blows. Afterwards, we are focused on Jinwon. A guy is asking Jinwon out, but she as usual rejects him. The reason is because he is ugly, and our extra is left heartbroken, and she feels very annoyed, since everyone, whether male or female, sees her, since it's annoying that people ask her out all the time. In fact, this was the 5th time today. She mentions that if any of them had a more or less good face, I would accept. At that, Jinwon has a little flashback, where I remember a guy who looks strangely like Kairi. In fact, she was the one that Kiri had met the other day, had bumped into on the way to Yi's house. He really didn't show much chivalry, and she likes those kinds of men. All of a sudden, he shows up and tries to be friendly with her, thinking they are friends, and she quickly turns him down. He tries one more time, and she says she will go for a smoke. She tells him that if he wants her to go with him, I will have to buy him bread. Then she leaves, and talks to her friend, mentioning that she met Kairi, feeling nervous about it, since he is always after him. The friend mentions that she is also upset with Yi, but leaving the topic aside, Jinwon tells her that she is interested in someone. She describes him physically. The friend mentions that the only person with those same traits is Kairi, and she tells him that's impossible. Jinwon says she's going home, but talking about Kairi, he shows up bumping into her. Jinwon recognizes Kairi as the guy she likes. A flashback appears, and we see Jinwon much younger. When she was 16, she was very attractive, and everyone knew it. But apparently, she had turned down more than 40 people, and everyone was talking behind her back, saying that she was just a taker, because if you weren't good looking, she wasn't going to talk to you, having the scorn of many men. Let's go back to the present day, and we can see Jinwon on the floor. After she bumped into Kairi, he asks her if she's okay, and she realizes that he was the guy from the other night. But back to reality, she becomes cold to him again. He doesn't want to waste much time, and gives her the bread she had asked for earlier. Then he says goodbye, and she, losing her composure, she lets out a very tender expression. But she quickly comes back to reality. Her friend, realizing she is a friend, makes fun, saying it was really Kairi, the handsome boy. Switching scenes. Physical education class begins, and this time the class is in pairs. Jinwon, by fate, she now has to go with Kairi. She gets upset by this, but she, before finishing her plan and losing the activity to leave, he tells her to make an effort, and she, imagining that Kairi is the handsome boy, she blushes, losing control of her thoughts. She asks Kairi, where is the cute guy? He, in her jealousy attack, throws a ball all over Jinwon's face. Jinwon ends up knocked out, while Yi is praised by all her classmates for such a shot. Once she recovers, she is on her way home, when suddenly, Kairi asks her to go to the store together. Then she, as usual, turns him down, but he keeps insisting. Then she tells him that she doesn't have a very good personality. He gives her the reason for it. She, a little upset by the comment, tells him that she only likes cute guys, and that many people talk behind her back just for that reason. He mentions to her that it's a totally normal thing. He also likes cute girls. That's why he tells her he works out a lot. He wishes her the best of luck in finding the guy she likes so much, and leaves, leaving her to think about it, since no man has ever had that reaction to her knowing that she likes this kind of guy. The next day, Yi and Kairi talk quietly, while the others think they are a couple or dating. We can also see Lee, the usual weird girl, only this time she thinks that, even though they are close, they are not making any progress in their romance. It is for this reason that she decides to act before it's too late. She heads to Kairi's living room. She comments to him if he has feelings for Yi. He denies it as usual. Then Lee pulls out her secret letter, asking what if Yi gets a boyfriend. But not only that, but she is going to have sex with him. He is shocked, since apparently, he never saw this possibility before his eyes. And in this way, his partner Lee does her job. She gets Kairi to confess his love to Yi, or as he says, to show her his inner man. Lee now turns to Yi to convey the same ideas to her, and she says, what if Kairi had another woman? And the like. As we know, E is really in love with Kairi, or at least she likes him, and she is also very jealous. Then Lee mentions to her that she should act fast. E thanks her. She quickly goes to see Kairi. They meet each other. They ask each other out simultaneously. On the following page, then we see Kairi arriving at his house. Because he is in a hurry, he hits his sister, causing her to fall down. He asks her opinion about the clothes he is wearing, and she tells him they are horrible. Once things calm down, she helps him pick out his clothes. She asks him where he is going. He just replies that he is going to go see a friend. Then we see that he is waiting for her. While he is waiting, he gets a call from his partner Lee. She mentions to him the things he has to take into consideration for the date, making him excited at that she arrives, and he hangs up the call. Besides, he thinks he should compliment her on how pretty she looks, but he is too embarrassed and just asks her what she would like to do. She pleads that she wants to go to karaoke to show him her skills. Already at karaoke, we see that she is not good at singing. When she finishes, it is his turn. She tells him that he should sing while sitting next to her. When he sits down, she remembers the words of her partner Lee, so she decides to seduce him. This makes him blush, as she feels a bit embarrassed. She is so embarrassed that she runs out to go to the bathroom. Already in the cinema, the two decide to watch a scary movie, as there is only this kind. He plans to show her his inner man when she gets scared by the movie. It's definitely Kairi who ends up getting scared, but he disguises it very well. She is not a person who gets scared a lot by scary movies, so she pretends to be a scary girl. So she in this way tried to seduce him. This sequence ends up being very funny, as they are pretending to do something they are not because of the love advice given to them by Lee's crazy partner. After eating some ice cream, she mentions to him that there is a place she would like to show him. The interested one, he agrees to go. When they arrive at her secret place, it is revealed that it is a rooftop, where they can see the lights of the buildings at night. She was supposed to come to this place to clear her mind, but she also met a very important person for her. He enjoys talking to her and starts to admire her beauty, only that compared to other occasions. He tells her, "You look beautiful." The next day, he looks very happy about the date he had with her. Lee shows up and asks him if the appointment went well. Also, she asks her typical out-of-place questions, but suddenly the Hulk arrives, telling Kairi that he didn't go training that day and is very disappointed in him. Lee starts to tease him, telling him that he is a good-for-nothing pig. And as we know, Hulk doesn't have much patience and takes it out on her. Kairi is left thinking that those two are getting along pretty well lately. In class, a classmate of Lee's asks her if she is dating anyone. She doesn't know what to answer since she has never fallen in love even though she wants to. The first thing that comes to her mind is that she likes muscular guys, and her friends mention that the only guy like that is the Hulk. It seems that Lee's friends like the Hulk, but she with her twisted mind says that he is just an ogre who probably abuses elves. The friends mention that after school they will go on a group date, and that they are one girl short to complete the group. Lee accepts, and once at home she gets dressed up as best as she can. Her driver takes her to the meeting place, and on the way she starts thinking about what kind of guy she will meet. Once she gets there, one of her friends greets her, but she is even more surprised when she sees the Hulk sitting at the table. He wastes no time and introduces himself as if he had never seen her before, and she says in a low voice that she will become an elf tonight, referring to the fact that she will not be able to beat the Hulk the ogre.